on now, in fact, to that top story, which we're going to be tracking for you right through the day, right here on NewsX, the Aarushi Talwar verdict, which is due to be out later today.
Well, incriminating evidence against the Talwars, there is, of course, enough circumstantial proof to suggest that the doctor couple murdered their daughter.
Well, the CBI claims they did this because they were convinced she was having an affair with their domestic help, Hemraj.
In fact, in a few hours, India's biggest murder mystery, the Aarushi Talwar murder case, will be cleared up. For the last 5.5 years, the needle of suspicion in this case has swung wildly till earlier this year, when it finally settled on the murdered 14-year-old's parents, Dr. Rajesh and Nupur Talwar.
Well, the CBI case primarily rests on a theory which is built around 141 documents, including the statements of star and primary witnesses. Interestingly, the CBI admits that while it doesn't have any material evidence, but they claim that circumstantial evidence points to the Talwars.
Well, for the last year, the prosecution and the defense have contested each charge and claim in a seemingly torturous and emotionally draining trial to reach their respective positions. Today, a CBI court presided over by Judge Shyamlal Jain will be ruling on the honor killing theory, which is adduced by the CBI.
Well, the witnesses' stand was taken over by an assortment of friends of Talwars, doctors, as well as a family maid. Their statements were incriminating, damaging, and some even retracted their statements. It was indeed a roller coaster trial, one that the country would not easily forget.
The first investigating officer, Mr. Vijay Kumar of CBI, he himself admitted while testifying as prosecution witness number 37 that in that night there were more people there, and in this case he had arrested 3 persons who had admitted to the committing both the double murders. Therefore, the CBI claims at the end of the day that there were only 4 people in the apartment is not proved on the ambit and anvil of evidence.
इसके सर्कमस्टांसेस ऐसे हैं कि इस केस में इन 2 अक्यूज के अलावा और कोई भी व्यक्ति बाहर से आके कत्ल नहीं कर सकता। घर के अंदर 4 लोग थे, 2 जिंदा रह गए, 2 मर गए, और बाहर से किसी की फोर्सिबल एंट्री है नहीं। सुबह नौकरानी आई तो दरवाजा इन्होंने अंदर से खोला, इसलिए सारा केस जो है वो इन्हीं के ऊपर ही है, चार्जेस जो हैं वो इन्हीं के ऊपर प्रूव होते हैं।
So the court would have made notes of the arguments. The court will marshal the evidence, documentary and oral, and then will record its findings on the basis of court's own analysis, after taking into account arguments by both sides.
Well, joining us now is Zafar Khan and also our legal correspondent Sumit Nagpal from outside the Ghaziabad court. Also joining us now is Molly Gambhir from outside the Talwar residence, and Tia Sharma, social activist, joins us here on NewsX. Well, Zafar, if I could come to you, 5.5 years later, today, by what time do we expect something concrete, some sort of closure to come in the Aarushi Hemraj murder case?
Well, it's been 5 years, Meghna. In 2008, of May in 2008, it happened. In 5 years, this mystery has baffled us all. I have with me Sumit Nagpal, who will of course throw some more light on the case as we go along. We also understand, initial reports suggest that around perhaps 12 to 12:30 is when the verdict is expected. Let's go across to Sumit for more details. Sumit, this has been an extremely baffling case for the entire nation, really. Today, it's expected 12:30 the judgment will come, and what are the theories going around about how the judgment could really go?
See, you have to understand one thing, that this is a sensational murder case in which Aarushi and Hemraj both were killed, and you have to see first the servants were on the needle of suspicion was there on the servants. Then eventually the CBI said that we do not have enough evidence to nail Talwars. They filed a closure report, and finally the court went on to say that you should prosecute this case. At that time the protest petition was also filed by Talwar, saying that further investigation investigation should be done in this case. And later on, it turned out that the CBI said that Talwars are the ones who had allegedly killed Arushi and Hemraj. And in this case, you have to understand that this is not only a sensational murder case, but from the legal point of view also, this is a very big case, because in this case, you do not have any direct evidence to link Talwars to the murder. And the CBI has in fact said that it's a case of honor killing. So the theory is that there were 4 people inside the house. The house was bolted from inside, and in the morning when you wake up, you see 2 people are dead and 2 are alive. So the explanation, the onus of providing the explanation is on Talwars, and they have failed to do so. They are saying that somebody has done it, we do not know, but at the same time the court is asking that who killed 2 of these people, because 4 of you were there inside the house was bolted, 2 are dead and you are alive, so you are the one who has to offer an explanation to it.
Pretty solid theories offered by the CBI there. There's been a spirited defense though, however, from the Talwar side as well. They see it as another case. They say that the Talwars have nothing to do with the case. Is it expected that that particular theory, that particular chain of thought might just get defeated in court because they couldn't provide enough evidence that they were innocent?
See, you have to understand that in a criminal trial, it is the prosecution which has to prove beyond reasonable doubt that he is the person or she is the person who has committed a crime. So in this case, they do not have to prove their innocence. In fact, it is the prosecution which has to prove that these are the 2 who are the killers of Arushi and Hemraj. So in this case, let's see, because the evidence of this case will also be tested, because in this case they will have to prove, the prosecution has to prove that beyond reasonable doubt, these are the 2 persons who have killed Arushi and Hemraj. And I can tell you that it would be a very interesting case in the history of criminal jurisprudence in India, because there is no direct evidence, only circumstantial evidence is there, and we have to see that whether court convicts them on the basis of this circumstantial evidence or not.
Absolutely. Just like you say, Meghna, expectations of course from this case, it's been long pending, 5 years. You also understand, as Molly will tell you, that the Talwars will be brought into the court under heavy security, because the Ghaziabad court, of course, very notorious for lack of law and order in particular high profile cases. So they will be under heavy guard when they get here, and security has been tightened as well. We understand the cops have put a regular PAC battalion also on the job today. Back to you, Meghna.
Right, that was of course Athar Khan getting us the very latest from the Ghaziabad court, and our chief legal correspondent Sumit Nagpal there as well. We'll cross over now to the Talwar residence where Molly Gambhir is joining us. In fact, it's been a long 5.5 years, Molly, for the Talwars, of course, losing their daughter, and then of course Rajesh Talwar going into jail, and then Nupur Talwar followed him in jail as well. But the needle of suspicion has really shifted. It was first with the Talwars, of course, then it shifted to their servants, and now it's firmly back on them. What's the real sense you're picking up from the household there, of course? Are they tensed, and what really is the sense you're picking up from the couple before this verdict, which is due to be out at noon today?
Absolutely, a historical day of culmination for a trial which has of course lasted beyond 5.5 years. We've seen several twists and turns, like you pointed out. The evidence that was pointed out initially, there was a lot of back and forth which took place within the case. First, Talwars, of course, being held responsible. Then, of course, the sword was removed from their heads, and back, the sword is, of course, looming large over their heads at the moment. Like even Sumit Nagpal pointed out, there is enough circumstantial evidence in this case, but let me also apprise you of the situation here outside Talwar's residence. Remember, this is where they had shifted from their Jalvayu residence in Noida after the crime took place. Now, the kind of sense that we're getting here, of course, we've been trying to speak to some of the neighbors, trying to understand the kind of behavioral patterns that we've seen from the Talwars for the last few days. But of course, we understand that since they are out on bail, since they have been, of course, targeted time and again as far as this case is concerned, they have been, of course, trying to stay away, trying to not divulge much details about their behavioral patterns, even, staying away from neighbors, trying to restrain their activities. Of course, also, I'll also bring in Supriya here to talk about the kind of security, Supriya, that will be put in place to bring in the Talwars from here to the Ghaziabad court, because the kind of sensitivity that this case really attaches with it, there will of course be a huge amount of concern for their own security.
Absolutely, Moni. See, we have already seen a situation where in Ghaziabad court, the Dr. Talwar was attacked with a brutal, there was an assault in the court itself. So the security of this doctor-dentist couple is of paramount importance today. And also, people will be keeping a tab because it's an emotional day for them. It is possible that, the way you were saying, the behavioral pattern that we were trying to understand from the neighbors, it's complete silence at the moment. However, it seems that the storm is brewing somewhere inside this Talwar, because the day when you have been accused of your own teenage daughter's murder, it must be a very emotional moment for them also. And at the same time, security is going to be really heightened when the couple is going to leave for the Ghaziabad court from here, where we are in New Delhi, South Delhi area of Azad apartments near IIT. And interestingly, there will be one important thing which we have to see now is that whether the court is going to deliver the judgment as well as the sentence also today. If that happens, then the situation will be very different, because once the sentence is announced, it is possible they might not be coming back to this very apartment where they were staying from last 5.5 years, since that fateful night when Arushi was murdered in her own house in Noida's Jalvayu Vihar.
Right, Supriya, if I could interject there, and I hope Tina Sharma, the studio guest, is still with us, as is Molly Gambhir. My question is to Tina Sharma. Tina, this case has evoked such response from not just the media, from social circles. It shook the entire society of the national capital. For a very long time it was in the limelight. A 13-year-old girl's privacy was involved, her life was involved. Do you think that it will provide some closure if the case is finally shut, and in case, and I don't want to speculate here, in case hypothetically if the court finds the Talwars guilty, it would be another shocker for the entire national capital. How do you see this really? I mean, can there be any good outcome?
You rightly quoted here. I mean, I must say that events are unfolding, and it is, it might turn out a very valid case for somewhere where you understand that investigating agencies have failed to understand the matter, and already this might turn out as a case where you see that honor killing is possible. Then you have other things to find out, and I must say that it could be a case of perfect murder of these. I mean, two people like Arushi and Hemraj are the victim of perfect murder, or did the perfect murder? I mean, it is looking like a happening perfect murder in a way where investigative agencies have mumbled up with their way through the investigation. So that's a perfect case of investigation, I would say, and I would say that it's a clear-cut indication where two people inside got murdered and two other people inside alive. So we understand that it should open up with some new investigations and some new unfolding events where will be shocking, and a country will be shocking. I mean, that's how I can understand this murder case.
You mentioned, Tina Sharma, you mentioned the role of the investigative agencies, and you mentioned the role of the investigative agencies in this particular case. Remember, very famously, the then top cop in Uttar Pradesh at first blamed the Talwars, and then the CBI came in, then they exonerated the Talwars, and then again they were caught in the trap. Now, the role of the investigating agencies, if I could put this to Molly now, Molly Gambhir, if you can hear me, shifting focus, you are at the Talwars residence right now. We understand the security has been tightened. We understand they'll be taken to the Ghaziabad court here under heavy guard. But I want to ask you, has there been a show of support for the Talwars there? Their friends and family have stood by them for a while. We also understand their friends have been, complaining about the media coverage in this whole particular case. The Defence Council has been very spirited, Molly. They've said the media got it all wrong and there's been a witch hunt for the Talwars. How are the Talwars handling it? Is there any show of support in and around the house?
absolutely, of course, at this time, there is much need for solidarity, not just from the friends of the Talwar couple, but also from their relatives. We've seen, of course, remember the kind of media attention that this case has seen over the years. They have been closely watching the developments. Of course, the couple have been lashing out at the media as well, time and again, even the relatives and the friends, for the kind of media coverage that has been given to this particular case. Remember, there were allegations that the media was indulging in its own trial and trying to accuse the couple when there was actually no evidence in hand, when the case was sub judice. So those are the kind of allegations that have been made and placed on the media time and again. But of course, speaking of the kind of solidarity which the couple has been needing over the last few years, we've seen, of course, a number of people come up in support of the couple. A lot of theories, of course, emerging about how the couple is in fact totally innocent. They are scot-free, and it is actually an outsider who was responsible for the crime. Whether or not that theory really comes to hold any water,
tell us
we will
all.
know only
Molly, if I could just
but of course,
ask you to hold that thought for 1 second. I want to go back to the case in this particular instant and ask Sumit Nagpal right now. Molly, I apologize for interrupting. I want to get in Sumit Nagpal right now.